Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Echo. We are back today on the latest updated aquatic snapshot for Minecraft Java Edition. This is Snapshot 18w10c, and all the water mechanics have changed. Now all week we have been teased by Dinnerbone on the new water mechanics, but they have told us everything is subject to change. So what I show you in today's video might be completely different upon the final release. Now I'm really excited for this. The only downside that I've noticed, I noticed is going to change, is that not everything is consistent, and I will teach you on what I'm talking about. Now, there is a possibility that we might even see another snapshot this week. The one I'm showing you right now is, of course, the third one. So, previously, we did have the water mechanics for Slabs. I kind of just want to show you guys this again. Previously, we used to have a water pocket like this when I break a block, so you could kind of breathe in there. It was kind of cheating, and what I'm showing you today is something that the developers have wanted to do for a long time. It's been kind of challenging for them, but it's definitely promising for the future. So yes, you can no longer cheat with these anymore. However, they do look pretty cool underwater. It just means underwater building is going to be so much better for creators who like to build underwater. So newly added is stairs. Stairs are no longer classed as a cheating block. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but you used to have a small water pocket right here. You couldn't really breathe in it. Well, at least I don't think you could. Maybe if you did, like, I don't know, you just couldn't breathe in it really anyway. But it's now classed as no longer waterproof anymore. It's no longer got the air pocket for people to breathe in. So there's just a couple of designs. I kind of wanted to show you guys that it's exactly the same in all different formations. Even if it's upside down, backwards, it's all going to be filled within water. So newly added as well were the fences. Now, the flow of fences, we will have a little bit of a test with this above water because I really don't know how the flow works into it at all. Because if you guys remember Minecon, what happened is the water flowed out of it above water. So above the oceans, you could now like get gaps. Now, they have had to scale back on what they're doing with the water mechanics because they kind of noticed that it is going to break a lot of things. And I just placed down a couple of different designs just to show you guys that the water mechanics, well, it does exactly work. Previously, you could stand in here. You could literally stand inside of here, and you would have the water effect. Obviously, granted, I'm in creative and not survival. Now, something that I was surprised about is they actually added this, grass path, and they also added farmland as well. So these are kind of, well, there's no water pocket on top, but I did notice a small glitch with them. If you place another one here, you can kind of see the small gap that they have, but you don't notice that when you place it down there. I'm pretty sure this might be the same for this as well. Yeah, it is the same, and you can slightly see it under there as well. So guessing that's just a bug, guessing that will change upon final release. So we did previously have normal chests. We now have trap chests as well. They're just making sure they don't miss too many features, and I absolutely love the new fish. Look, it's Dory. It's the blue tag. I love it. It's so cool. So they're the changes that they have made. They have said also in the change log that fences, walls, iron bars, and glass panes are also the same. We'll go to a couple of blocks that I've noticed that currently haven't changed. So you've got things like iron doors. You still have this cheating water pocket. I'm guessing they're going to do it for all of them. It's just making sure they do it right rather than rushing them all into one snapshot. Maybe the next snapshot we get, they're all the same. But these currently still have the ability of doing whatever you want. I'm really curious about the doors, though, because doors is the same height as a player. So, of course, you can use these really, really easily. I don't know if you guys have seen my live streams, but I've been using doors to, look at that, we're in a big giant cube. You see that? That chunk there? That's pretty cool. I've been using doors as the water pocket for now. It's also the same for trapdoors. It's also the same for fences. Again, this should change just to be in correlation and in the guidelines with the fences. I was quite surprised that they didn't change. We have beds. We also have here glass panes and iron bars. Now, according to the change log, these shouldn't be, well, they shouldn't have a water pocket, but I'll show you exactly how that works in just a second. I think it's slightly bugged, but I will show you. Banners, fences. This is a really, really tricky one. I do not know if signs are going to be ones that do have the air pocket or not. The reason why is because a lot of XP farms, signs are used. It's literally and physically going to break every single farm, and as it floats away there. We have pressure plates. We have the enchantment table, daylight sensors, anvils, ender chest, which I was quite surprised because normal chests aren't like that. end frames, and of course hoppers, and there's a couple other items as well. Things like, if we just try and find some stuff down here, such as rails, they can be placed but they disappear, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for flower pots. I think this might also be the same. There's a couple of items that you just place down and they will instantly break, which means that you can't use them either. There's more, like things like, let's go for head, maybe. There's a couple of heads. I haven't tried the Ender Dragon one, so we'll try Creeper one. Exactly the same. Ender Dragon head, yeah, you literally can't use them at all. And there's more and more that you guys can go and experiment with. I thought that end rods would have been okay to use underwater. No, apparently not. They don't want to do that. Anything else? Buttons? I didn't mess around with buttons either, actually. What about buttons? Yeah, they're exactly the same. Quite surprised, because pressure plates don't instantly break. Same for carpets as well. There's tons and tons. You'll probably find you'll be messing around with these for quite some time. So, getting back to glass panes and iron bars. According to the changelog, these shouldn't have the water pockets. Now, it is correct, but I'm pretty sure it's bugged. So, if I place down a couple of these, we'll just place down a small section here. If I grab myself a water bucket and you fill in the water, they then become no longer with the water pocket. I don't know why this is a thing, because people could still technically cheat underwater with using these. It's the same for this as well. If you just right click on it with a water bucket, it no longer has the air pocket. So I was slightly confused. I'm guessing it's a bug. That's the only thing I could explain it to be. But I had to throw that in there and just show you guys anyway. Alright, so that's the blocks that I wanted to share with you. Let's go over to land over here, and let's kind of mess with the mechanics above water. Rather than messing with them underwater, I just made this small platform here. We'll do this here as an example. You can see it goes around it, and then once you do that, it then flows perfectly fine. Again, I don't understand it. It's just the way the game is at this current moment. But you did notice then, though, guys, when this does attach, and I put this in here, you can see it does have the small water section here as well, which I kind of like that. I kind of like the fact that it is consistent with the blocks that they have currently added. You can see it right there as well. So I kind of do like that feature. Let's just get rid of this. One thing I really do like, though, is to do with the stairs. So we grab ourselves just any pair of stairs. We'll go with the, let's just go with, come on, it's got to be, yeah, we'll go with these. These will do. All right, so something I really do like is if we fill this water up, and we place down these, they do have different sections. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I like this. I actually really, really do like this. Now, if you want to be really consistent, if I'm to place this here, you can see that the water does not get out at all. So it can still be blocked, technically classing this as the air pocket that I was talking about before. But if you place this here, it does flow all the way through, as you can see, like that. So I was slightly confused with this. Why it doesn't like consistently flow through, because as soon as I break it and do this, it's then blocked again. I don't know, maybe that will change, maybe it won't. Maybe this is kind of the part of the scaling back that they were talking about compared to what was shown during Minecon. So let's just quickly clear this. We'll place this down here, because if I do this, guys, you'll notice that the water doesn't technically fill on top of this. Meanwhile, if I was to place this instantly in water, you can see that it's instantly covered up. There's no air pockets. So if I now have to do this, if I want to basically turn this into full water, I have to right click another bucket on it. So I was slightly confused with this. Slightly confused with this. Again, I think it's all just to do with the scaling back in terms of, oh, we've got ourselves a turtle. It's just a scaling back in terms of the mechanics. Let's grab ourselves some fences, because again, this was one of the biggest talked about points within this update. This is what we did see during Minecon. So what I'll do is I'll just do this and put the water inside of here, and you can see it can still kind of, well, hold and store water. But again, as soon as I right click on a fence, it goes through. So that to me is, I'm guessing it is just a workaround. I kind of do like it like this. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be more beneficial for people because it's more of an optional choice. What else do we got here? What else do we have inside of here? Just slabs and stuff like that. That's basically all I've got for you guys today. So we do this, as you guys can see. I do like this, though. I'm a big fan of this. This, the way you place it on top of there. Because it basically places half or a tiny bit of water on top of it. If you guys watch it really slowly, when I do this, you could just see like a tiny bit. It's kind of like a really tiny bit of water that goes on top of it. I just thought that was really smart. So we put this inside of here. You can place stairs in any direction that you want, and the water doesn't flow into it. But that's the snapshot that we do have. The other change that I know is to do with the Phantom. They are officially classing the Phantom as an undead mob. Now, this is still slightly buggy, basically the wings are still slightly buggy. You can see through them and stuff. This thing despawns during daytime. Okay, so this thing should disappear very soon. He might not disappear. He's still slightly derpy. They're still a work in progress. I know that much. I do like the new texture, though. That also came this week. However, they don't burn like all the other undead mobs. They don't burn in daylight. So I was slightly confused why they don't do that. Maybe that will change. I don't really know. But they are officially classed as an undead mob. These will come out at nighttime to hunt you down. This really annoys me, the derpiness of them trying to head down. They always want to head down rather than heading up. They're always heading down. The only time they ever go up is when they've attacked you and they... Look at it, he's so derpy. But that's all changes I can share with you at the moment. Let me know what you guys think about this water mechanics, though, in the comment section. Do you like the fact that you can still store water in this? Or do you think it should naturally just flow through the fences like shown during Minecon? But expect more, possibly in the next snapshot. I've been Echo. Have a great day. Stay beautiful. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.